just start by doing something, start by moving, start by acting in some way, shape or form.
So this is what I'm saying, man. In order to achieve things, man, you need to take risk and just be who you are, man. Forget what anybody else says.
Hello, it's your boy Michael, and we're here to do another review of Real Talk. So now we're going to be talking a little bit about some content that was sent over to me by a guy that I know or follow quite well on social media, a man called Jordan Peterson. And I'm just going to read you out a quick bio about him. So Jordan Peterson is a Canadian YouTube presenter and personality, clinical psychologist, and a professor of psychology at the University of Toronto. He began to receive widespread attention in the late 2010s, 2010s, for his views on cultural and political issues. Someone that I've followed for quite a few years now, and someone that's kind of been one of the online mentors to me. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to dive straight into the content. Hope you guys are well. Make sure you hit that like, hit the subscribe, hit all of those things, just kind of support the channel. But we're going to go into the content right now. All right, let's go.
Maybe you think, no, life isn't that hard. It's like, not only is it that hard, it's even harder than you think. So you're going to be tested, that's for sure. And if you have a sustaining meaning, then well, Nietzsche said himself, he who has a why can bear any how.
Yeah, so I kind of live by those statements. If you don't know why you're doing this, if you don't know why you're pursuing certain things, if you don't know why you're striving and striving for goals that maybe not sustain you from a mentally, physically, emotional standpoint, then how you get there is going to be so much more difficult, so much more of a challenge. But once you understand why you're doing things, the how will reveal itself to you. And that's what genuinely what I think and feel. And that's something that's been a part of my life. And when you're on your purpose, that's the kind of thing that happens, where it's not so much about how you're going to do things. It's more so that you've decided why you're going to do certain thing, and that's going to propel you to find your how.
Why would you look in the darkest places? Because in the darkest places, you can find what still shines. If it can shine in the darkest places, then you know it's a real light. And so you look at the things you don't want to look at. You have to look at the things you don't want to look at. Well, why do meaningful things? Well,
let me pause it there. So you shine a light on the things that you don't want to look at. I think within us human beings, we try to avoid certain elements of us and try to bury them deep down and try to make us think and feel that we're fantastic, amazing people that shouldn't have to change or shouldn't have to adapt or shouldn't have to grow. But there is things within us which is preventing us from becoming or what I like to call self-actualization. So I think that this is a key element of the human existence that we all need to experience, that kind of that self-analysis and looking at our deepest, darkest points of ourselves and seeing what's there. Because once we kind of fix those things, that's how we're able to transcend and grow as an individual.
First of all, what is meaning? But then why do meaningful things? And the answer is, well, because life is suffering and malevolence.
So this is one key point that's been brought up to me about life being suffering. And I definitely agree. So and what I think is an issue is that people grow up thinking that life is all about striving for happiness or striving for or life is all about happiness, not necessarily striving for happiness, but life is about happiness. Life is about just having great times and experiencing good food and seen great people and so on and so forth. But really, the undertone of life is that everyone experiences suffering, everyone experiences malevolence. And I think it's going to go into it soon. But basically, if your why, or if the reason why you're in this world, or the responsibility or the meaning that you put on your life is great enough, then it doesn't matter what suffering or malevolence you experience, because you're attached to a goal which is greater than yourself.
It's ineradicable at its core. It's like, that will take you out. Make no mistake about it. You need you need to be armed with virtue in order for that not to turn into hell. Really, you really need that. And it isn't just your hell, that's bad enough. And that can be really bad, especially when you're contributing to it, right? Because then not only are you suffering, but you know you're the agent that's producing the suffering. And then maybe that's not just for you, it's like you're taking out your family. If you're really good at it, you're taking out large swaths of your community. That's hell.
I mean, I can't say it any better myself. Where he's saying that once what happens once, if you don't, in life, just because life is hell, you can take out on your immediate family, you can take out on your friends, you can take out on your loved ones, because you feel like life owes you something, when really life doesn't owe you anything, or your friends don't owe you anything, or your family don't owe you anything. We're all going through the same experience of life together. So there is that you don't deserve anything more or less than another individual. And I think that's a key important thing.
It's like, and that's real. And no one with any sense and any experience has any doubt that that's real. And then they all can easily think of how, even though it's already bad, you could make it way worse. Everyone knows that. So what's the bulwark against that? Nobility of purpose. That's it. You have that, then you can, then you have something to set against the suffering and the malevolence. And it isn't optional. That's not optional. You cannot live without it. Not without
meaning is not optional, right?
Well, that's why it's such a deep instinct.
Right.
It's an instinct, meaning. It's the instinct of life. My life is meaningless. It's the spirit has gone out of you. It's like, well, modern people, it's part of this process of criticism. We've criticized the idea of meaning so much that we don't really believe in it anymore. It's like, well, that's fine. You can not believe it, but try living without it. See how far you get with that. You need a reason to get out of bed on a terrible day. Okay, what's that reason going to be?
And I feel like this is when I talk about living your life in purpose, on purpose. That's the reason that you're going to get out of bed in the miserable day. That's the reason why you're going to endure certain things. That's the reason why you're going to allow certain things to happen within your life, which is going to affect your day, month, week, year, lifetime. Because you know the reason why you're doing it, and is greater than this moment right here, is greater than the emotion that you're experiencing right now. It is a culmination of where you want to be in the future, which is why this moment is why you need to act and move and be accountable and strive to transcend the current thoughts and feelings and emotions you're experiencing right now.
Well, let's think it through. You know people who can get out of bed on a terrible day. Do you admire them? Yes. What are those people like? Are they taking responsibility for themselves? Definitely. Do they have excess capacity so they're taking responsibility for other people? Yeah. Are they doing difficult things? Yes, obviously. The more you respect them, the more you also see that they're doing difficult things and doing them well. So what does that mean? Do some difficult things.
I think that's a very powerful statement. We respect those who do very difficult things and they achieve them well. So one of the key things we need to do in life as individuals is do difficult things. And once we do difficult things, then we're able to start to transcend our current experiences in order for a greater purpose or a greater goal.
Do them well. So pick up your goddamn burden and walk up the hill. So, yep, I get it. And people do get it. And it's not surprising because that's the alternative to hell. Accept the burdensome condition of suffering voluntarily, and you transcend it. It's like you've got a problem with the world. Hey man, no wonder you have a problem with the world. Like the world is a pretty rough place and it could use some work. It's like, have you done all your work? If the answer to that is no, then I would say, put in order what you can put in order. It's like, well, you have a problem.
And that sense of accountability, and this is one thing that I talk about in Disconnect and Chill, or my other company, London Stress Center, is about we're always trying to manipulate and change things outside from us because we're trying to create this amazing external world. But first of all, we need to work on that sense of inner mastery, master who you are, and really navigate in and know yourself. So once you know that, then you can transcend and build from that experience, but from a foundation of you being a strong individual. And that's one of the things that I teach within my programs. What I teach is know thyself before you go and try to build anything external.
Okay, what's the problem? What are its constituent elements? What are the smallest implementable steps that we could take to start to address the problem? Implement the best plan that you have at hand. That's it. You'll learn. It won't be the right plan.
Yeah. Sometimes people get sidetracked, they get bewildered from just the knowledge that they have to do something. So that normally breeds inaction. But just start by doing something. Start by moving. Start by acting in some way, shape, or form. And once you do that, then you will start to gain momentum. And there's that momentum which is going to carry you forward.
It doesn't matter. You'll learn implementing that plan. You'll learn a whole bunch, and then the next plan you make will be better. Implement the best plan you have at hand. Don't remain in stasis. You get old way, way faster than you think. Time ticks away, man. Get at it. Get out there in the world. Have your adventure. Get the hell out there. Do something. Fail. Fail while you're trying. Then you'll learn why you failed. Then you won't have to fail again. It's like aim at something and progress towards it. And, be willing to change your aim, because what the hell do you know? But aim at something, and then at least you're oriented. And you have to aim at something that you believe would be worth trying. So yeah, get at it, man. Don't waste time.
And I think that video has been one of the pillars of my philosophy. Is first of all, master thyself, and then aim at something which is greater than you as an individual, and aim your vision, your direction, your focus on that, and strive your best to reach that goal. And this is something that I'm currently doing with my life, and I encourage the people that I see and I talk to do exactly the same thing. Is number one, master thyself, and number two, chase or acquire a goal which is greater than who you are. So for me, it's my family, my kids, providing the life that I feel like we deserve. And that is going to enable me to strive and to wake up during those mornings and to push past all of the kind of stresses and strains that you've going to experience on a day-to-day basis, in order for me to achieve that goal of delivering my purpose within this world. And that's one of the key elements of Disconnect and Chill, is living on purpose in your purpose. All right, guys, hope you liked the video. Smash the like button if you did. And I'll see you in your next Real Talk video. Real Talk, baby. Peace.